Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Plus, 11 wins in a row. Like, at some point this game was like hard, but that point has long since passed. Okay, Apollyon's fine. Ruka, why are you hiding under the chair? You always do. You terrorize Tomo, PPEALWZ4. You terrorize Tomo, and then you hide. It's like you think it's the perfect crime. You don't understand. Your tiny feline brain cannot possibly compete with my tiny human brain. You might be smarter as a cat than I am as a man, but I am smarter as a... I don't know, smarter than a 5th grader, I guess? Let's just move on. I really think... Look, I love trivia-based game shows. I do not like Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? I don't even know if it's still on the air. Or, you know, as they called it in Canada, Are You Smarter Than a Grade 5? That's a little regional dialect joke you might not understand if you never lived here. Anyway. I think that show would be better if they stopped featuring really smart 5th graders. I won one award for academic distinction in elementary school, and it was the highest mark in the 5th grade overall. So I think that if there's anything I'm qualified to speak on, and there may not be, but if there is, this is it. They should really get some more representative 5th graders on that show. You know, the average 5th grader in the year 1999 knew their times tables, but they weren't too quick on it. Sometimes the 5th graders on the show, you know, it's just... The stuff they know is not representative of the average, you know, early middle school student. What type of volcano was Ayajigokyo? And then they go like, oh, that was a caldero. And I'm like, how do you know that? You're not... That's supposed to be something that geological engineers know. You're making a real tough on me here on this floor with no bombs. 2 tinted rocks, no bombs. That hurts a great deal as well. Thank God our shot speed went up. The other thing is, there's a real temptation for me personally to try to, you know, just take Guppy's head. But the thing is, Void is like really decent. But it does require... not luck necessarily, but, you know, you require good opportunities to make it happen. And really, I'm not talking about the actives, because at best, those help us once every 6 rooms right now. I'm talking about the passives. So I don't mind sucking up Acid Baby, because I think pills are... You know, I would rather have speed than have Acid Baby, because pills tend to be bad. Although, sure, if we got in the perfect situation with respect to the pills in the rotation, it might be a lot better for us, but... You see that this, he's learning. He actually used his own enemy for cover. God, this fight is just... I'm not trying to be negative, okay? This fight is absolutely miserable when you have no bombs and poor damage. Which is usually how it manifests itself. It's okay. We're gonna make it through. We got hit once, which is totally okay. Can you just, like... Why are you so strong? You shouldn't be this strong. You should be more dead than strong. I do appreciate that. I'm gonna stay one step ahead of the game. I'm gonna stay on this Apollyon run. I'm not gonna take Guppy's head. I would love to still become Guppy, of course. You know, we picked it up once, so we should be okay. But I'm gonna stick with the theme of the run. Keep Void working here. I do like meat as an item. It's not an incredible get, but it is a nice, balanced amuse-bouche of the, probably the 2 of the 3 most important stats in the early game. Anyway. He's still hiding there. What are you hiding from? I don't understand. These cats, the cat is the most mischievous of all the house pets, I assume. They're like the ultimate troll. pretty much, and you know, it's not like having a newborn baby, I'm sure, but every night at around like 3 or 4 a.m., I wake up to these cats like running around and fighting with one another. And then when I wake up, they're sleeping peacefully next to each other on a piece of furniture. It's so frustrating because you're like, my sleep quality was compromised, and now you're enjoying like the most restful sleep an animal has ever had on God's green earth. Why don't you just, I'm not saying you can't play, but why don't you just play when we're awake and sleep when we sleep? Look, you don't get it, Boomer. I guess I don't, okay? I guess I freaking don't. I don't really know where I was going with this. I told you in the last episode, I don't have much going on in my life. I've also told you I think that that's sweet. I'll tell you the only other thing that we have going on. So last year, well, it might have been earlier, like way earlier in 2019, talked about how we have this meal prep service, which is, I hate calling it a meal prep service because it gives it so much more credit than it's actually warranted. What they do is chop ingredients, put them in like compostable bags, and then give them to you with a very overly complicated recipe. It's not like they're delivering prepared food. They're delivering chopped food for you to cook. You're really just outsourcing the chopping and the grocery shopping, I suppose. But anyway, and I talked about how it sucked and I hated it. And when we canceled the service, it was like the happiest day of my 2019 because no longer did I have to spend 45 minutes preparing a meal that kind of sucked, when instead I could just spend half an hour preparing a meal I know how to cook that is actually good. However, I've recently learned not all these services are created equal, because one of them was running a promotion recently, and Kate signed up for it. Maybe I should have avoided that, but the keys are nice, I suppose. Definitely want that. Don't really care about that one. And, you know, I cooked it last night. It was like I don't know if it's genuinely a Thai food, right? But it was like, I've already been there. I don't know why I got so excited. It was like a ground pork stir fry with a Thai bird's eye chili and some other vegetables. When I was cooking it, I felt so vindicated. It's hard to describe. I was like that Michael Scott gif where he goes, "Thank you." It was like, hey, you know, in one pan, cook all these foods. It's like, this is what I've wanted. The previous service we had was like, it takes 15 minutes to cook. Enjoy. Step 1, preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Get a saucepan, a pot, and a pan. Make sure the pan is oven safe. Oh, none of yours are? Okay, well then get a baking pan. Transfer stuff from the pan to the baking pan. And it's like, all this just to make a hamburger? It's too much. George is getting upset. But time will tell, because it's only been one meal so far. Yikes. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Let's see if there's a curse room back here. We could use a little damage injection. It is not, sadly, but they're not all bad, maybe. That's all I'm saying. And people, they backseat your dinner choices all the time. They say, why don't you just do this? Why don't you just buy your own groceries? Why don't you just do this? We do, okay? But, you know, also, here's the thing. In every aspect of life, there's trade-offs, okay? You spend money to save time. You spend time to save money. If you got something you're spending money and time on, and it's not working out for you, that's where you got a negative, and that's where we were before. So this saves us a little bit of time, you know? If we were to cook for ourselves all the time, I mean, we do cook these meals, to be clear, but if we were to cook our own recipes all the time, we would only eat, like, probably under 20 meals, which is fine, you know? I'm a creature of habit, but I understand that not everybody's in that same boat. We should really start sucking some of these items up. Mind you, the bombs are nice, but we're going to need some stat injections soon here. So we're going to need some stat injections. Stat. Let me rephrase. Let's make it a little bit more clever, a little bit less obvious. Take 2. We're going to need some attributes. Stat. There you go. You took out the injection part, but it still works. So that's, you know, I don't necessarily think those services have value for everybody. And they don't even have that much value for us. But, oh, why would you do this to me? When they work, they are kind of nice. That's my perspective on the subject. I will say our old one, I was like, the meals are not that good. And they're almost as expensive as delivery. And we've got to do our own dishes. Like... something's gone wrong here. Like, this value proposition, great damage there. This value proposition cannot stand as a business for any longer. Okay, I appreciate the Chaos card. It did cost me half of my life to get it, but... I'm telling you, this is a cursed run right now. And I do have to own up to the fact that I have some control over it. I've been using... I moved, dude! Obviously, I didn't, but I wish I did. I do have to own up to the fact that I've been using Void at the wrong opportunities. So this is one where you just gotta slow your roll. Just relax, okay? This is the most dangerous run we've had in a while, and that's okay. Incredible bomb. The secret right now... oh my god. Okay, the secret right now is don't get impatient. Your impatience is showing, along with your epidermis. You've lost way too much HP on a very recent level. Because you think that your damage should be higher than it is. That's okay. We're going to get you that damage, but it's going to require you to have a little bit more patience. Just remember the Guns N' Roses song. I've been walking the streets at night, just trying to get it right, and I need you. Oh, yeah, and I need you. I know them something, shooter da bomb. You know it's kind of hard being stuck in the ground. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics, alright? I don't listen to that much Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses, by the way, responsible for the only non-hockey related riot in Vancouver history. That's definitely, you suck that up. I appreciate that. Got a damage upgrade and a speed upgrade. Back in the 1990s, I don't know, this might still be the case, but this was when Guns N' Roses was actually at the peak of their popularity. Back in the 1990s, Axl Rose, the lead singer of Guns N' Roses, had a bit of a reputation for being addicted to needle drugs. And as a result of that, didn't always show up on time for his concerts. And sometimes, you know, you would pay like $100 for a ticket. I mean, this is not me. I was like 8 when this... actually, I was probably like 4 when this happened. But, you know, you pay like $100 for a ticket. You look forward to it. You take time off from work. This is very spicy. And, you know, you pay for parking, you go to the show, and then all of a sudden, Axl Rose is like, I don't really want to perform tonight. We need to go back for these, dude. That's not the same one? Please tell me this is the same one? It's not. It's not, but that's okay. Yeah, Axl Rose would just be like, I don't really feel like playing tonight. I believe that is the proximate and genuine cause of the 1996, I don't know when it was, Vancouver riot. Look, we're a city that, I say we, I wasn't here then. In fact, I did not live here during any of the riots. But the city has had a penchant for rioting in the past. Vancouver's in a weird place though. Because, you know, a lot of people are like, the character of the city has eroded a lot as, like, the real estate prices have gone up. And, you know, they've pushed out a lot of people that have lived here for a while, and that sucks. But I'm also like, maybe that means we won't riot over hockey anymore. Maybe, maybe the demographics have shifted enough that if the Canucks, God forbid, lose at home in Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals, the city won't eat itself and lead to us being mocked for a decade anytime we have a legitimate issue. Hey, real estate's too high. Why don't you just riot about it? Look, I don't have anything to offer in the defense of the rioters, okay? The only thing I can offer in the defense of the city is that after an audit of the people that were involved in the riot, they found out via social media that most of them were not even, I shouldn't say most, many of them were not even, like, rioting because of the hockey. They just went, hey, here's an opportunity where we can create some chaos, and that could be fun for us, so that's what happened. Okay? That's my thoughts on that subject. This isn't even worth sucking up. Get me out of here. I guarantee if this ever are in that position again, which will take a long time because the Canucks are again trash this year, but Quinn Hughes is the greatest player in history, along with Pettersson, of course. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect the greatest of all time. However, I guarantee the Vancouver police presence at that game, it'll be like, you know, I was trying to think of a appropriate metric. I was like, it'll be like if the Prime Minister's in town. But no, he shows up from time to time. And I'm sure he has security, but it's mostly, he's just like, hey. And you're like, is that Justin Trudeau? Biking along the seawall with no shirt on? It is, all right. I mean, I guess he did teach here for a while. And we'll leave it at that. Hold on. We certainly want chaos. I got no problems with Alges either here, but... How are you not dead? You were one hit away. Okay, all is forgiven. This is our big moment. Everything's coming together, okay? We got Void ready to go. We got a Chaos card if the enemies were hard, but they are not. We even have a Tinted Rock, a Rio Tinto. That's not what Rio means now that I think about it. But my Spanish has never been that good. Great stuff. Okay, we're probably going to take that. I can't perceive of a situation where we don't take that. Unfortunately, this is pretty... Well, it's not bad if we get Lump of Coal. If we get Krampus's head, it does at least make Void useful as an offensive item, because we'll suck up Krampus's head. So I guess we should look at this in a positive way. Yes, these are not, like, incredible deal with the devil items here, but at least they're useful no matter what. Both of them... None of them are busts here. And that's the better option, I think. This is a tiers upgrade, and we're not at the cap, so we will take it. And it turns out we're not using Void at all, but, you know, that can wait. That can wait. So we're way behind schedule, but we're starting to get there. That's all I could really ask for. I think this is where you take a stab at it. At least... Oh, my lord, dude. All I was gonna say is at least give me a key out of it. That's alright. Oh, that's less alright, but still okay. Yikes! Very nearly dodged into that one. Please just be dead. Thank you. What we need... I mean, more of the damage part of DPS, very nice. Yes, that would be high on the list. You're still going, huh? I mean, that's the big one. Can't really say anything else about it. I would love to beat the odds on a deal with the devil here, please. Now we need keys as well. So we've really made our own situation a lot worse. It's okay. Life goes on. I'm just saying, don't expect me to riot. I'm gonna be one of those guys standing on his balcony with like a baseball bat next time it pops. I don't know, that might invite some evil into your life. I mean, like, don't go for me! Go for the place next door! It's unoccupied! If you're looking to smash a window, there's lots of speculation-driven investor-owned properties. Stop hitting me, please. A key! Sorry, we had many keys, actually. I don't know, something's just not right with this one right now. I think we can definitely get there, but it just, something about it feels very inert. I think this is the classic, you know, is symptomatic of when you get a lot of bad spacebar items in your item rooms. It leads to situations like this, where you're like, we're almost at mom, why is my damage so bad? And you're like, oh, right, because we got the scissors, and we got Yumheart. We got like a bunch of garbage. That was not conducive to making your way downtown, walking fast, stations past, and I'm homebound. The baby is going nuts again. Do the same one from the last episode. You know, I had to stop and be like, is there an eldritch creature? Oh, my bone heart, dude. I've heard infants cry before, of course. This is like, it's a new situation for me to hear that kind of cry. That's a cry I can't comprehend. Dude, Chaos card is really valuable. Let's check this out. I shouldn't do this, but we're doing it. It would be awesome if that paid out. We still haven't ruined our deal with the Devil Chance, which is very surprising to me. But I think this is kind of a necessary step in order to possibly get one more stat gain. And the beauty of this, of course, and this will be the floor where it's not relevant at all, I guarantee it, but the beauty of this is... it can turn a spacebar item into a stat upgrade. Yikes. And if you can turn a spacebar item into a stat upgrade, you can build steam with a grain of salt. But first, we got to go to our item room. At some point, it will come to pass. We're possibly getting kind of close to death here as well. I have to own up to that, and I think a big chunk of that is 100% on me. I don't think I'm playing a great game right now. I think I'm playing a little bit impatient. There's only one way to get out of that situation, though. Just hold it together. There you go. That was a better performance. Okay, so here's the thing. Prayer card is worth sucking up. So, we will do that. As much as we would like a stat gain, there's a lot of value in that right off the bat. Then this will give us HP by default, which I think is worth going for. It does kind of screw up our battery charge, but we still have Black Rune, so we're just hoping to not get a spacebar item you would rather suck up. Yeah, this is totally fine. Just don't forget to go back for Chaos card. Like, this run is so slow, I would very much desire it. Oh, there is a battery charge in here anyway, so we still got the best of both worlds. Don't make me regret this Black Rune pickup, though. I'm begging you. You know what? Use it again. No, you shouldn't have used it again yet. But you're going to get HP out of it, so, like, don't get too negative, but it was wrong. Right result for now, wrong timing for certain. But, dude, can you see my point here? That we're starving for damage? Like, in the same way that Rob Halford is screaming for vengeance, we are, starving for damage. This run is a nebulous pace. Da-dunk-a-dunk-a-dunk. Okay, hold on. It's worth something. Have to. Definitely do not need the others, unfortunately. So not unfortunately, we don't need them. Stick with the Black Rune, dude. You don't need the Chaos card to kill any of these upcoming bosses. Come on. We've been playing this game since I was knee-high to a leaper. Very nice. Appreciate it immensely. Alright. Not too disappointing, and not too unexpected. But I do hate to give up on the Chaos card without having gleaned any benefit from it, but it's a fair gambit to have taken, And we're talking Isaac. Anytime we're talking Isaac, it runs a little trickier. That's okay. Then we got a good ratio of recent episodes that include banter versus mechanics. We're one guppy item away, and if I could only go back and scold myself for ever complaining about how often the guppy transformation took place. It's very easy to wax intellectual when you're on a one run about how, like, oh, this is too easy. I wish it was harder so I could actually activate my gamer muscles. It's very pleasant to win, it turns out, and to constantly be under the gun sometimes is very annoying. Long story short, grass is always greener, I suppose. This is still a pivotal floor for us. I would, you know, the shop is potentially going to be real nice. I wouldn't dispute that. More mapping would be beautiful, but stats are really king here. HP is fine, and we got to choose whether or not we want to use Void. I think we should. Combined with Yumheart, it gives you a pretty sick value. And then I finally want to find a time to use Black Rune. So if we could just chariot through here. If we get Blood Bag, honestly, I would probably still use Blood Bag with Black Rune. Because we don't need HP, especially with Prayer Card. Well, that was not my finest moment. But we do need stats of every other stripe. You know what I mean? So IV Bag is obviously not what we want. So you're going to suck that up. We did get a rate of fire increase. We're going to check this curse room because it has... Oh, that's so... Yeah, just walk right through the fire. Why not? There was Guppy potential here. That Guppy potential is, you know, turn around and slap me in the face. The Tears upgrade made it all worthwhile, but we're still under the gun. I feel like, and I'm being honest when I say this, I feel like this happens so much when we're Apollyon that I have to recognize... Oh, I thought that one broke the cap for us, honestly. This happens to me so often when I'm Apollyon that I have to recognize that I think I'm just, like, not as good at Apollyon as I would expect to be. I think you know, I have to acknowledge that if every time I have a problem with this run, or with this character, if it happens every time, that problem probably resides internally. People always say that, though, and I don't necessarily know that it's true. Like, people always say, hey, if everyone you meet is a butthole, maybe you're a butthole. And then everyone goes, yeah! I don't buy that. I find it built on a false premise. Yes, if you hate everyone you meet, you're probably miserable. I don't dispute that at all. But I think the more reasonable situation is not everybody you meet is a butthole, but you probably meet a lot of people. It makes you think other people, like everybody that you meet is a butthole. Probably like 10% of people are buttholes. Puberty. You ever hear someone go like, yeah, everybody I meet is a butthole? What you should do is go, what do you do for work? And then they'll be like, I work in retail or customer service or, you know, tech support. You'll be like, oh, I get it now. Yeah, probably everybody you meet is a butthole. I'm not going to assume that you're a jerk because you meet jerks. That seems like a jerky thing to do. I am here to deconstruct the English language one half-baked idiom at a time. I think it's just, you know, I've realized how much arguing online comes down to, like, essentially, like, whoever makes the best metaphor that makes sense, and it makes me upset. That's pretty much where I'm at. Well, it's like if you had a fish and somebody took that fish from you and threw it in the water. Yeah, it's where the fish belongs, but it was your fish. My God, he's right. Do you have a cash.app link where I can support this kind of discourse? Just stomp me, I guess. Like, we're at a half hour here, and I'm waving goodbye to the time that I had allotted for a decent lunch today. Looks like it's gonna be protein bars and a big slice of Applewood smoked cheddar cheese yet again. It's alright, there's always dinner. You gotta take it. But we're gonna get there. Push that hunger out of your mind. I don't really want to do that. What we'd be looking for mostly is a guppy item. Oh, we should have been using this every floor. Yeah, okay. My bad. Like, that's what I mean. Like, we're obviously making some mistakes here. But this floor, I honestly think this is where you either win it or lose it. If you lose your deal with the devil chance and a bunch of eternal hearts, life's gonna get pretty tough. If you manage to keep it together, and it shouldn't be too tough. Like, your damage stat is actually, like, pretty okay. Or, well, not damage stat, really. That's kind of bad for where we are in the game. But your DPS is solid. If we manage to keep all that together, I think that... Oh, that was so close. I think that we got a real shot at this. So I think you walk into this room, and you just pop that. You're trying to make sure you got HP, because, unfortunately, this could pretty easily become that sort of train wreck style run. So, in that case, you know, a train wreck is when you have a lot of HP and not a lot of damage. You gotta recognize, it's not because you got a lot of HP that it becomes a train wreck. You know, you want to have a lot of HP so you can live long enough to make it a train wreck. Okay, very good performance here so far. Don't take that. Don't take that. It's a tiers upgrade that probably will not be worth anything, but that's okay. Okay, I was very close to taking a hit there. I mean, you can see this for yourself. I would not anticipate necessarily getting the 2/3 deal with the devil chance here. Depending on the way that this fight goes, can get a little spice towards the end, but being able to fly is obviously a huge advantage here. Alright, I'm not necessarily surprised, but that was a really good boss for us on this floor, which unfortunately was then a little bit compromised by not such a great item, but we'll do... Oh, I forgot we had item rooms down here, dude. We almost made another egregious error. Okay, we'll take that for a damage upgrade. If you're small rock, oh, it's still pretty good. I appreciate it. I appreciate this a great deal. Thank you so much. You're too good to me. You like me. You really like me. Okay, suck that up. We got a damage upgrade, boys. Okay. That was a big floor for us. Not necessarily lights out. But keep in mind, yo, we got a 100% chance of a deal with the devil here. I'm not trying to, you know, damn us with faint praise. That's right, I said the D word. It's within the context of an artful idiom. As a result, it's covered under fair use. You can say the D word. Raphael said the D word in the Ninja Turtle movie. And that's... I believe the metrics that the censors have gone on ever since is the 1989 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. Because it had such a landmark impact on cinema. Of course. Hold on. It's a moment of the run where focus is warranted. I don't think we should play this guy. I don't... okay, I will play him now, even though we will lose our Eternal Heart. We gulped our trinket as well, which is a positive. I just had to... You had to try to get him to pay out once. That's all that boiled down to. So yes, it does put us in... Oh, that's real bad. Puts us in a spicier position for this deal with the devil. But we got Gimpy for free. Well, for a little bit of red hearts. Which is, you know, a deal with the devil caliber item to begin with. So, you know, I think it was worth the chance. This has been a little bit more of a puzzle box than the Isaac runs I've been used to as of late. Oh! An acceptable trinket. And a very, very aptly timed item room combined with a very likely deal with the devil chance. Like, it's pretty good, don't get me wrong. But I think I just want to try to reroll it into something that could actually be incredible. Okay. Alrighty. We're safe. Everything's fine. Honestly, I feel like that was needed. If not needed, very much appreciated and not at all taken for granted. Oh my god, okay. Perhaps there is hope for a reasonable lunch. Yeah, maybe I could pan fry some frozen dumplings or something. I ruined my devil chance? What? Anyway, we're still fine. That's better than, you know, literally all the deals with the devil in the game except for like 3 of them. Depends how you feel about Sinvicta's item tournament, I suppose. You know, I have to say, I admire Sinvicta's boundless enthusiasm for the Binding of Isaac. I'm being incredibly sincere. I feel like, you know, obviously we've both been playing a staggering amount of it over the course of many years. I feel like my role has kind of become the guy who... And this is not to say Sinvicta doesn't have criticisms of Isaac. You know, he obviously does. Particularly in the back channel. We wax philosophical about the terrible runs we have now and then. So I'm not going to say that he has he's 100% positive about the game at all times. But the fact that he produces he produces daily Isaac videos, I don't know if we even want that right now. Because it's just going to make the Bible. I don't even really want to suck it up. Like, the fact that he produces, like, labor of love content about Isaac apart from simply the, you know, daily episodes, I think is very impressive. He's a true believer in the Isaac experience, which is... Sometimes people say true believer is a bad thing, and I suppose, you know, if it makes you gloss over all the criticisms with, like, you know, a philosophy or a piece of media or whatever, then sure, I get it, but I'm like, in this case, I think it's good. He's like, he's the champion of the community. I'm just sort of the guy who's like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I still like Isaac, don't get me wrong, but I'm also like, oh my god, please come out with the DLC. I'm withering on the vine over here. Okay, alright, good stuff. Chocolate Milk Tech, I think, is just damage bonus, right? Or just tears bonus, apparently. That's also... It's very good. Anyway, this run all came together, dude. I am very happy because we were in delicate positions for a long time. I'm also happy because, you know, it's a huge gambit in some ways to say no to Book of Shadows because it can be, like, extremely good. We said no to Book of Shadows and were rewarded. Might have gotten it right for the wrong reasons, but got it right nonetheless. So I'm pretty stoked. Probably should have sucked that up at this point. It's not like we're going to be planting too many bombs. You gotta go. I love when you fight Ragman early and he's annoying, and then you get a chance to, you know, give him a bit of his own medicine later. Always feels so deserved. Beautiful. Alright. We will stand outside of his range and just lob in bullets from afar. It's beautiful. Alright. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. We did it! That is right, and I'll see you next time. See ya!